Welcome back to Lucky Punch Sports, and today we're going over a huge card, UFC 303, originally the McGregor vs. Chandler card, but it now is a Prochazka vs. Pereira rematch, their second fight, so a huge card ahead this Saturday. And the very first fight on the main card is a welterweight banger between the 7th ranked Ian the Future Garry and MVP Michael Venom Page. And this is MVP's second UFC fight after beating Kevin Holland at 299, and Ian Garry is a 7-0 prospect, so both guys are going to try and take each other's O. And this is a great fight between two great strikers, and MVP should look for a finish and outstrike Garry. He dominated Holland, a very talented striker on the feet, and now he can take on Garry, also a very talented striker. But I think Garry might need to take it to the canvas if he's in danger, and Garry has been cracked before, and he's a very talented striker, but MVP's striking is so unique. He's still skilled and very experienced, but it's something Garry's gonna have to find a way to deal with, and he's undefeated, so I could even see him wrestling out a decision win if he can't find a finish, and Garry should stay patient and stay in control. He shouldn't blitz, he should stay at range, but I don't think MVP is going to let that happen. MVP's style is so unpredictable. He's going to pressure Garry just like he did to Holland, and he might even overwhelm him. And we're going to learn a lot about Garry's striking after this fight.
So this is the first time I'm stepping into an octagon with that championship mentality of I am better than you, I'm going to prove it. And that is all my job is to go out there and prove that there's a reason you're ranked below me. There's a reason I'm ranked higher than you, and now it's to go out there and completely outclass MVP in any way, shape, and form necessary.
And Garry's coming in as a slight favorite, and I will admit I'm a big fan of Ian Garry, but I like MVP's chances here as a plus fighter a lot. And the second fight on the card is a women's bantamweight bout between Mayra Chitara Bueno Silva versus Macy Chiasson, the number 3 ranked versus the 7th ranked bantamweight fighters. And this is going to be two 32-year-olds trying to climb up the rankings and become contenders. And I think Bueno Silva should go for a fast submission. Both of these fighters lost to Raquel Pennington, who has the bantamweight belt right now. But I like Bueno Silva's chances here. I think she can dominate on the ground and become a contender again fairly easily. So I think she should keep it there and try to end it fast. Where Chiasson should stay patient and do anything she can for a win. This would be a huge win for her, and she shouldn't get too aggressive or risky or put herself into bad places, but just fight smart and try and get the win at all costs. And the third fight on the card is a light heavyweight matchup between the number 10 ranked Anthony Lionheart Smith and Roman the Caucasian Dolidze. And Roman is moving up from middleweight, but this fight has been changed like 4 times now. This was Jamal Hill versus Roundtree, which would have been a banger, and then Hill versus Olberg. And then Hill and Olberg both pulled out, so it's a completely different fight of Smith versus Dolidze, but still not a bad fight between two guys who really need a win to move up the rankings here. And Anthony Smith has had a very on and off career, losing to John Jones in a championship bout, and he's been on a little bit of a decline, but at light heavyweight he's been trying to revive his career. So I think he should look for any type of finish, but really try and dominate the center of the octagon, stay in control, because Dolidze tends to throw wild punches. He looks for fast knockouts with his right overhand, and he needs to get his first win in 2 years to join the rankings at light heavyweight. So Smith should be careful, fight his own fight, take his time, and try and beat the favorite Dolidze. And now a huge fight in the featherweight division between the veteran number 3 ranked Brian T-City Ortega versus the young prospect Diego No Regrets Lopes. And this is going to be an amazing fight between two grapplers. Lopes is on a huge run in the UFC, and I've already picked him twice. I'm 2-0 with him so far. And Ortega is obviously trying to rebound his career as someone who's been fighting at the top of the division for many years now. But we're going to see very, very high-level grappling. Both of these guys are amazing grapplers, and Ortega has been robbed of his health so many times, so I really hope he can stay healthy here and not get injured. But this is a great chance to derail the hype train from Lopes, and he can try and submit him early before his rumored move up to lightweight. But Lopes has had a ton of great wins recently. At 300, he blitzed Sadiq Youssef, something I could see him doing similar this Saturday, where he attacked him on the feet, knocked him out, and brought him down to the canvas, where he finished him off, something that he did to another BJJ guy, Pat Sabatini, where he showed off his extremely high-level grappling, and he showed himself as a real threat in the division. So in my opinion, this is all going to come down to their grappling. I think Lopes might have the better striking, and I could see him blitzing early and getting the advantage, but both of their grappling is so good, and I do like Ortega's chances to stop the prospect from beating him, even as the underdog. And now, what you've all been waiting for, the main event, a light heavyweight title fight rematch between Alex Poatan Pereira and Garry BJP Prochazka, the #1 ranked contender, fighting to get revenge for his loss at UFC 295, and his only UFC loss is to Pereira. So this will be a huge fight to get revenge after getting KO'd the first time. Prochazka has a very unique fighting style with very unorthodox striking, but I think his relentless pressure and that unorthodox striking could be his key to winning. He should fight his fight, don't change it up just for Pereira. And Pereira uses his kickboxing experience so well to establish range and keep his opponents at bay before knocking him out with his stone-handed left hook. So I think he should let Garry walk into it just like 295. But he should stay cautious of every single attack. Garry was piecing him up a little bit before he lost, and either of these guys could go down with one punch. So this is a huge chance for Garry to get revenge, or for Alex to extend his legendary UFC run. And I like Alex's odds as the favorite, and I'm pretty sure this fight's ending in a knockout again. Alex has beaten 5 champs in 9 UFC fights, and he's been a double champ in only 2 years in the UFC. He's had a crazy takeover, and Garry's striking is so fluid, but it puts himself in unnatural positions with his head low, his head sticking out to the other person, and Alex might have to rely on his magical shaman powers to beat Garry again.
So everybody knows he's working with some shamanics, with some shamans.
Yeah.
Garry has a sparring partner that imitates Alex very well, using his leg kicks, his checks, and his hands kind of forward in his signature position. And Alex should stick to his game plan. Garry kind of has trouble checking the leg kicks, and it sets up the perfect attack from the left hand from Alex. So we could be seeing a very similar fight to the first one. And the lines have been pushing in Prochazka's favor. This actually reminds me of when the same thing happened to Jamal Hill. And now starting off with my picks for the last 9 cards. I'm 8-1 for my lock of the night, which is a guy that I really think is going to win, and I'm trying to give you a good bet there. That is a lock. And then my main card picks are 33, 18-1, so not bad, but trying to get better. And also showing how strong this card is from the bottom, Ricky Simon versus Oliveira is going to be a banger. Soroya is a banger. Talbot looks like one of the best prospects in the UFC. Jourdain, Philly vs. Swanson, Pyfer vs. Barrios. There's a lot of bangers on this card to look out for, so do not miss the prelims either. And now for my official picks for the card, we are going to be starting from the bottom with Ian Garry versus MVP. I'm a huge Ian Garry fan. I like his striking, but MVP's striking is so good. We saw it against Holland. I think Gary's only chance is if he's going to be able to wrestle out a decision against MVP, which I don't think he'll be able to do. I think MVP will get a KO here. And then moving on to MBS versus Chiasson, I think this will be a submission win for Bueno Silva. She did better against Pennington, and I think she's just a better grappler, and she's going to keep the fight on the ground and end it there. And then for Anthony Smith first versus Roman Dolidze, I'm going to give it to Dolidze by TKO. I think his striking will be too much for Smith. He's going to land an uppercut and then a right overhand combo, something along those lines that's going to drop Smith and end the fight prematurely. And then here's where it gets a little dicey for me. I'm a huge fan of Diego Lopes. I've picked him every single time I've had the chance to, but I will give this to Brian Ortega. I think this fight will be decided on the canvas. Lopes might even have better striking. He might have a chance to drop him early, or if he can hurt Ortega very early. But I think when it does get to the canvas, I think Ortega's experience is going to win him over on the grappling match. And for the main card, Pereira versus Prochazka, the light heavyweight title fight, a rematch. I'm going with the exact same result as last time. I think Pereira is simply too good for Prochazka. I think this will be a 3rd or 4th round KO. Same exact method by the left hook, but remember their last fight could have been an early stoppage, so I think Garry is going to surprise some people. He's going to rock Alex early, round 1 or 2, and then Alex is going to come back and win the fight with a decisive KO win. And now for the Lucky Punch Award Show, I'm going to be giving you guys one lock of the night that I guarantee to hit, one punchline of the night, which is the storyline of the card, and then one punch bowl, which I think will be the most exciting fight. And starting off with the lock of the night, I have Ray Soroya at minus 485 against Hernandez, the 370 underdog. And Soroya is a finisher. He finishes most of his fights in every UFC fight. And I think he's all around a better fighter than Hernandez and should get a very easy win here.
Hey.
And the punchline of the night is Garry getting revenge for his loss against Alex, where Alex knocked him out last time, and Alex is going to be hitting the bat signal and scaring Garry to stop him from taking the belt back from him. And for the punch bowl, the best and most exciting fight, I'm giving it to Ian Garry versus MVP. We've all seen MVP striking by now. He's an amazing striker and he always has been, so unique. And Ian Garry, undefeated in the UFC, is a very capable striker himself. So this will be a very exciting fight. I think one of them is definitely getting TKO'd, if not dropped, completely cold. And I'm very excited to watch this fight this Saturday. So that concludes today's video. So comment down below what you thought about my picks, what you guys think about the card, anything you want to talk about with me. I love talking to you guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.